Good morning, Ramdino, on the Camino community. Day 14. Hard to believe. Been out here for 2 weeks. Every day is a new day. Every day is a great day. Always something around the corner over the hill. Although right now we don't have much of either. I'm walking straight as an arrow. And it's gonna be like this all the way to León. So we're coming in there tonight. We got about 23 miles, 37.1 clicks, I think is what I figured it out to be. So a little over 23 miles to get into León. Pretty historic. It's got a huge cathedral. I am treating myself, although it's really not that expensive. It's like 54 bucks for a room in a really nice hotel right there at the cathedral. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So we'll see how that goes. You'll notice this is the same road that I ended with yesterday. Same sycamore tree. Somebody spent a fortune because these things have been on my left side for, I don't know, 10 miles or more. Anyway, we are, once again, there's the sunrise for you. Awful pretty. There's where I come from. There's where I'm going. And it's going to be like this all the way. Our first chance for coffee. It's like, I don't know, 6 miles. This is a long stretch here where you don't have a lot of services, which is unusual. Probably one of the longest. Most of the time we're going through towns every couple miles, but we're gonna get there and have some cafe con leche and maybe a little bit of Spanish omelet. All right, if anything interesting comes up, I'll let you know. Charlie Mike on the Camino. We are coming into Religos after leaving about an 8-mile stretch through here, and we're definitely coming off I guess a Meseta. You see how low it gets over there now and drops down drastically. I think we pretty much like this, relatively flat into León. And then after that we do hit some mountains again, and we do get some more, shall we say, outback hiking, as opposed to these walking right next to the highway, and that'll be welcome. But honestly, the traffic is sometimes, I mean, this morning for a couple hours we just walked down the middle of the road while it's still dark. I've seen 2 cars since I've been walking. So I think we got a restaurant coming up here. We're gonna eat. I'm gonna eat and get me a cafe con leche y azúcar. Chat with you in a bit. All right, we are doing great. 23-mile day, not even 11 o'clock, and we are already done over 13. We're 10 miles outside of León. So that's, I don't know, 3 hours and a half-ish, maybe 4, but yeah, I'm proud of that time. I've slowed down a bit. Body's telling me to slow down, so that's what I'm doing. Not a lot to see here. This road is a busier road than any that we've been on so far. I'm not sure why that is, but I guess it's near the interstate. But I'm looking forward to the night in León. Got my hotel squared away, and I am gonna go see if I can find a small bag of Epsom salt. Typically they come in 5-pound bags, so I'm not hauling it out of León, I can tell you that. So I'm either gonna dump the whole bag in, or I'm just gonna throw it away. But give it some Epsom salts, take a bath. I got to make sure I get a bathtub and just soak my tired muscles, and at least go see the cathedral, see what else there's to see in León, Tomorrow I'll probably sleep in. I probably won't get up till about 6 and get on trail by 7. So that's an hour and a half later than typical. But I'm gonna enjoy the hotel. Tried to stay in the Parador Turismo, which is, if you ever saw the movie The Way, which is about the Camino with Martin Sheen, and where I make the reference to Emilio Estevez dying in it. It's good flick. You ought to go see it. It's not why I'm here, but probably was something like the AT when the movie came out, Walk in the Woods, or the book. Probably same things when Americans discovered it and started doing it more often. I'd be interested to see the stats on that. But they stayed at that. Now, a Parador in Spain is a government-run luxury hotel, and what they used to be is castles, old Spanish castles. Well, they were going to go to rack and ruin if they didn't do something to keep them up. And of course, just tourism couldn't sustain them, and so they turned them into luxury hotels so they'd be self-sustaining, and tried to keep the traditional look and traditional construction as much as possible. Obviously, if you're going to make it a luxury hotel, so it's got like a spa and stuff in it, then that's kind of hard to do. But that's kind of the point of them. So the one that they stayed in the movie, that was booked up. Couldn't do that one. And they're relatively inexpensive too. Like the hotels here, now you can get one for $100. I mean, it's a Jimmy Crack Corn one. The one I'm staying in is about $54, but it's really nice. Some of them, though, you have to specify and pay a couple bucks more for a double bed versus a twin bed, which I thought was odd. I guess they're set up for just one person, but we'll see when we get there. But I do know everybody says request a bath, and I'm thinking, a bath on every hotel? Is that a thing in Spain, not to have a bath? But they mean bathtub. So hopefully when I get there, that will be available, so then I can go to a pharmacia and get me some Epsom salts. If not, I'll be disappointed, but I'll be okay. Now, the hotel, or the albergue I stayed in last night, went for a private room again. It was only an extra 12 bucks, so kind of a no-brainer again. And I've got less than 2 weeks out here, and worst case scenario, it looks like private rooms are running 20 bucks more than the 30 bed, 100 bed dormitory. So I think I'm just going to start springing for privates. Just, you don't have to worry about somebody else snoring. You got your own bathroom, your own tub. That one I did, but it was kind of a dive. I'll go on Gronzi and leave a comment. Funny thing is, so I paid 30 bucks for it. When she showed me the room, I don't know why it died out there. When she showed me the room, she went in the bathroom and took 2 of the 3 towels away and looked at me and said, motel rate. Okay. I'm like, sure. So what she's telling me is, you didn't pay the motel rate, which would have been 40 bucks. You paid the pilgrim rate. So I only get 1 towel, and it looked like it wasn't a nice fluffy towel that she took out. She took out the towel that was, she took the fluffy one out and left me the one that looked like it belonged at the Salvation Army. So that was pretty funny. But I didn't really trust the blankets and stuff there. Another thing was that they have security shutters on the windows. Hang on a minute. Most of these places have, rather than having a type of blind or something, they have a shutter that just goes up and down, so you can shut the window and nobody can see in, or shut it at night to make it dark. this case, this one was broken, so that didn't work. And there was security light right outside the window, so the whole interior was lit up. So I had to take a blanket and pin it on the curtain rod that was about to fall off the wall to stop the light from coming in. So this is not one of my favorite albergues, but it was a roof over my head. It rained last night. Had a private room, pretty cheap. Although that was $30. Tonight the motel's $54. So for another, what, 24 bucks, maybe I'll get 2 extra fluffy towels. I'm sure it's going to be a whole lot nicer. And I'll trust the sheets at this one. There's only been 2 other albergues where if they provided sheets, I trusted them. Otherwise, I just put my sleeping bag on top, and then on top of that, on top of whatever was there, and then on top of that, I put my sleeping bag liner. If I need to get down for warmth, I'd get in the sleeping bag. And a couple nights, even last night, I had to do that. But there's been 2 albergues, Wineland and Burgos, and the La Morena. Don't remember the name of the town. I'll put it down here if I think about it. La Morena, which they had like these, they called them Japanese sleep pods. So basically you're in a cave that they've built, but it's got, and you know, they had good sheets. Even had a little piece of candy on the sheet for me. I trusted those sheets. Of course, you have to make your own bed. But in the morning, you unmake it and throw everything in a basket, and they wash everything. And it's obvious they've washed them because everything's got press marks in it. So they wash it and press it. Had its own light on the inside, had its own outlet, had its own USB port, and even had a shield on the outside that I could, or a shade or whatever, that I could roll down and for privacy. Hey, buen camino. So other than those 2 places, haven't trusted the sheets. Now, some places don't give you sheets. When you check in, they give you these paper sheets, and they have like these rubberized mattresses and a rubberized pillow, and you cover all that up with a paper sheet, like tissue paper, and then you take it off in the morning and throw it in a recycling bin, and away you go. So obviously with those things, I'm putting out my bag and liner. So far I've had just a summer weight down bag and a liner, and that's been more than sufficient. Haven't had any problems. If it had been later in the year, like a couple weeks, probably could have got by with a liner. But I have got down in my bag a couple days. All right, we are still on our way to León. So here they got the old with the new. This has got to be hundreds, if not more, years old. And then they poured a modern day concrete road on top of it. But look at this arch. That's an arch just held by stone. Incredible. The craftsmanship and stuff that it took to do that. And these huge buttresses. Just absolutely amazing. Oh, that's not amazing. That's garbage. But yeah, you see this all the time, constantly, where the new's bumped up against the old. Whew. You see a lot of these adobe houses when you go through here, and so that's made out of mud and straw. I mean, that's like the ancient Egyptians, and somebody came back later and put some brick veneer on the outside, but they just use rough-hewn timbers for the support system. But obviously it's laying in a heap here now, so they don't last forever. But yeah, this I wonder, I mean, it doesn't date back to biblical times, but sure is biblical building methods with straw and dirt. And look, you see daylight through it, but somehow it was watertight. Pretty amazing. All right, I'm about 6 miles from León. Coming through this industrial area. So, you know, take the good with the bad. Most of it ain't like this, but every now and then you have to come through it. So 6 kilometers, that's about what I'm walking an hour. So that's about 3 miles, because I walk 3 miles an hour. So 12:42, that's going to put me there about right on time, what I thought. Now, that's to León. I'm assuming it's the outskirts. When I came into Pamplona, I was like, okay, I'm finally here after 25 miles at that point. May have been 24 miles. Then when I got to the first walked in, I had to figure out where I was going, and it was an hour and 15 minutes away. So that was from the outskirts. I was still in Pamplona, but I had to walk 3-4 miles to get to my albergue. So yeah, just because I get to León in 6 kilometers doesn't mean I'm at the albergue. Now, I'm told León's not as big as Pamplona, so I certainly hope not. We'll see. All right, I'm coming into León, and I hadn't seen that cathedral yet. Usually you see the spires sticking up. So I'm gonna keep following this Camino. Typically they go by a landmark until I find it. And I think I just found it coming around the corner. Way over yonder in the distance, just coming up off that hill. So that's the tallest one I see. I'm gonna keep following the signs, but they should go somewhere around there and then get to my hotel. So it's 1:22. Looks like probably to navigate these streets and stuff, it'll take me an hour and a half, I would think. So we're right on schedule. All right, I'll chat with you when I get there. Made it to my hotel. I'll show that to you later. I'm in the old town, and these folks, it's about 2:30, so I actually made it here 45 minutes early. But the hotel is like, they kept it. It's like one of these older buildings, and they fixed it up, but they kept it kind of in the old style, so it's pretty cool. But these people out here eating, and this isn't even crowded. This isn't the crowded part. You ought to see what I came through. I mean, it looks like that. These people eat at 2 o'clock. I did make it over to the cathedral, and the cathedrals are just absolutely amazing. Just the centuries old craftsmanship that went into each one of the stones and the glass, the stained glass being laid hand by hand, no cranes, no heavy equipment, just one piece at a time. So greatly enjoyed seeing all these cathedrals that I went into, not only here, but throughout the entire course of the trip. Because I decided to stay pretty much in the old world section wherever I could. This was the inside of my hotel, and it was pretty much, they did have an elevator, but everything was timber framed and plaster. And this was my room. Even that, everything was all timber framed, but it was modern enough to be just really, really comfortable, and it was all juxtaposed with a thriving modern day city. Folks, that's all I've got for this Camino. We'll see you on the day 15.